Hello, everyone. Welcome to Delta Staffing, the only channel that brings to you up-to-date job postings. We have an interesting one today. By the way, just to reiterate that this channel is solely focused on remote and hybrid jobs in the IT industry. Without wasting much of your time, let's review today's requirement. And today's requirement is actually from Cuban's Cost Plus Drug Company in Dallas, Texas. They're actually looking for a supply chain project manager. So just like I've been saying on this channel, if you've worked in a Scrum team, a project coordinator, Scrum master, product owner, even a business analyst, or technical product owner, you should have a wide spectrum in terms of jobs that you should be applying for. And this requirement for today is actually one of those jobs. So if we do a deeper dive into this, what they're asking is the supply chain and inventory project manager would be responsible for leading and managing projects related to supply chain optimization, inventory management, and process improvement. This role involves analyzing supply chain data, developing strategies to enhance efficiency and effectiveness. So now let me just break something down here, right? So this role is really geared towards resources that have actually worked in a Scrum team or managed a team from a Scrum perspective. So project manager, project coordinator, product owner. So you would be involved in, creating timelines, working with the technical team to set expectations, create the backlog for this entire project, move stories to the sprint, make sure that you're not going over the sprint velocity, making sure that everyone is, getting their work done and of course in a timely manner. Making sure that you're working with the strategic team if there's anyone to develop strategies to actually enhance efficiency and of course also make the implementation cost effective. So taking into consideration your entire business triangle, your budget, your timeline, and your resources. So now what skills would you need to have? So here they're talking about a supply chain project manager. What is supply chain? Supply chain is really the movement of, think about product and services from manufacturer to the end user, right? If you're going to be buying a product, you pick up your phone, you call the company, you make inquiries. That is an inquiry. So in a tool like SAP, which is a tool that they've actually asked that this resource has experience in, today's project managers are considered as technical project managers, meaning they know the basic of the tool. So a developer would not be overly estimating when the task is actually very minimal by that saving time. So this person is actually encouraged to know a little bit about SAP, be it, SAP sales and distribution, extended warehouse management, material management, SAP FICO, billing, whatever it is, it's a configurable tool, right? So you know how to configure SAP or you know how to navigate the system. You understand, the T codes, or whatever codes you use within SAP implementation. Just by having a very minimal understanding, you would fit so well into this role in addition to your Scrum Master or Project Manager skills. Now, how do I get certified in SAP? You don't even need to get certified. Just go on Udemy. And by the way, Udemy is not sponsoring this video. Go on Udemy, buy an SAP beginner's course. It's less than $50. Buy that, do a crash course. I think it should last for about between 8 and 12 hours for the entire course. Wrap it up, apply for this role. Now, with that being said, going back to my, supply chain explanation, you call a company, you're making inquiries around a product. That company, if they use SAP, now I'm going to just be focused on SAP for the sake of this role. They create an inquiry, that's a record for inquiry for you, being a lead who has actually inquired for that product. Now they give you a quotation. It also creates a record for quotation. Now, if you buy or if you pay, they have to do something that is called a scheduling agreement, which could also be translated as a contract. Scheduling agreement is them telling you, okay, this is when we would ship it out. This is when you will get it. If it is a service, this is when we will seamlessly drop a link to you to be able to access that service, right? Now, when the scheduling agreement is now finalized, SAP will create something that is called a sales order. Sales order is just a record that actually creates to see that this person actually purchased this. And then the sales order is now created. After the sales order is created, then you go to what we call logistics execution. How are we going to execute the movement of this product or the delivery of this service to the person, to the customer, or the person who just purchased it? And after that, we go to billing. Is it going to be partial billing? Is it going to be, complete billing? Whatever type of billing is going to be. Is it going to be installment? I mean, is it going to be partial? Is it going to be full billing? And then we go into dunning, which is your account receivables. Now, I'm just giving you a whole supply chain walkthrough. Now, so when you create a sales order, the system typically goes and look, what kind of product is this? If it is a warehouse managed product, it actually reconciles that the product is in inventory. If it is not a warehouse managed product, then we create what is called a backward order, meaning before we even give you the scheduling agreement, or your scheduling agreement will be modified to tell you the exact time you'll be getting the product because it is now a backward order, right? Now, if it is in the warehouse, they create an inventory and they post it. Now, if it is not in the warehouse and it's a backward order, what happens is the system creates a purchase requisition. And that's a restock of that particular inventory. It could also be applicable to services. And what I'm explaining to you can be used in any industry vertical. It's not necessarily with the goods and handling, manufacturing industry. It could be professional services, coal and mining, transportation, oil and gas, whatever industry you find yourself. And of course, this is talking about cost plus drug company, right? So you create a purchase requisition. This is around the material management side of, the supply chain piece. And of course, trickles down to it creates your account payable. That is for the company side now. But without boring you with all these technicalities, let's go back into the job or the duties and responsibilities. The company expert on SAP Business by Design, support user with issues as they arise in SAP. I will tell you this job description is wrong in the sense that you being a supply chain project manager, you are not the one to support users. You lead the team that actually supports the users and actually fix those bugs or the issues that the users are creating. You would assist in troubleshooting system errors and developing solutions and integrations into SAP as needed. Again, you are a project manager. Your views are welcome based on your experience, but you would have a technical team that will be in charge of, developing solutions or integrations into SAP as needed. You will lead and manage supply chain and inventory project from initiation to completion. Now, this is your role, ensuring timely delivery of project objective. Analyze supply chain data, including demand forecasting, inventory levels, lead time, and supplier performance. That's what I just took time to explain in some parts of my introduction. Identify areas of improvement and develop strategies to optimize supply chain operations and inventory management. Now, I want to advise on one thing. When you're reading a job description, don't think of it as this is what I'm expected to do every day or any day I report to work. Realize that you are part of a team, and in this case, a scrum team, right? So you would have in a Scrum team, you being the project manager, you would have maybe a technical lead, you would have a developer, you could also have a business analyst, and also have functional resources, and you could also even have techno-functional resources. So do not see it as I have to be technical or I cannot apply to this role. So I'm just going to skip reading through all of this. I spent some time to explain what supply chain is, and of course the supply chain processes that you need to know, and also just to mention, when you go to Udemy to learn about SAP, look for SAP Business by Design, right? That is a course that you should look into, and you would realize that it is very straightforward, because you all you need is the basic knowledge to be able to apply to this role. So I'm going to scroll down to education and training. This role actually requires a bachelor's degree in supply chain management, operations management, business administration, management information systems, or related field. Advanced degree or relative certifications are a plus. Now, even with this education and or training, realize that what you'll be getting from Udemy would be considered as training. But remember when I said if you've worked in a Scrum team, that is part of a training. So apply to this role. Minimum of 5 to 8 years of experience in supply chain management, inventory management, or related roles. Work experience, expertise in SAP, optimize SAP to fit soon to launch factory operations, strong knowledge of supply chain principles, best practices, and inventory management techniques. I'm not going to go through all of this, but ability to coordinate the system developers and stakeholders. Example, EDI and other projects, right? So your ability to coordinate the developers and stakeholders, making sure that you gather the right requirement or you understand the requirement, and of course translate it to the developers so they know exactly what to build. Excellent project management skills with the ability to plan, organize, and coordinate complex projects. I have not necessarily seen anything here that jumps at me which screams Scrum. So be ready to work in an agile environment or waterfall environment or even a hybrid environment. Knowledge of inventory management software and systems. Additional qualifications, ability to adapt to changing priorities and work in a fast-paced environment. Flexibility to travel if required for project related activities. Team orientation and mission driven attitude. Take initiative to solve problems proactively. A positive and a can do attitude. So realize that they did not put any salary expectations here. Now, for this role, you should be expecting anywhere between $140,000 annually to 160, $170,000 annually. And this is coming from a reliable source within this organization. With that being said, again, always remember to negotiate your salary. They might want to lowball you and start you off very low. If they tell you 120,000, remember what you're worth. And of course, this is not for new hires. This are for experienced hires. So you should already know what you are billing for a project like this. Negotiate your salary. This company is relatively new, so ask for shares. Again, really ask for shares if you are applying to this opportunity. And of course, ask for a performance-based bonus. Understand your rank or your band, and understand what bonuses the people in your band or the resources in your band are getting. So negotiate, negotiate, negotiate. With that being said, if you're interested in applying for this role, just go to the My Cuban Cost Plan Drug Company careers, and you would see 3 job postings. Supply chain project manager is one of them. Feel free to apply for this role. If you need any of my help, please do not hesitate to send me an email in the email address I provided. It's down in the description section. Leave me a comment. Let me know how we're doing. Let me know some types of jobs that you might want me to bring to you, but it has to be in the tech space. With that being said, please do not forget to subscribe. It is free. Hit on the like button, put your comments down below. Let me know what you think, and we shall see you again in a week. Remain blessed.